Today, we're diving deep into something so many of us feel but can't quite put a finger on. That mental haze we call brain fog. We're going to unpack the science and figure out what's really happening inside our heads when our thoughts feel like they're stuck in thick mud.
You know that feeling, right? Where you walk into a room and completely forget why you're there. Or you're trying to focus, but your brain just feels fuzzy, like a radio station that's not quite tuned in. It's frustrating, and it feels like your mind is running on fumes.
Well, there's a name for it, brain fog. Now, it's not some official medical diagnosis you'll find in a textbook, but it is a very, very real term for a bunch of symptoms that basically throw a blanket over your thinking, making even the simplest daily tasks feel like climbing a mountain. Do any of these ring a bell? That constant forgetfulness, struggling to lock in on one task, feeling like your thoughts are moving in slow motion, or just being plain mentally exhausted and confused? These are the classic signs. So this leads us to the big question we're tackling today. What is actually causing this? Well, the research we're digging into points a big flashing arrow at one primary suspect, and it's something that's pretty much everywhere in our modern lives: stress. But it's not just any old stress. We are talking about chronic stress. This isn't the quick jolt of pressure you feel before a big presentation. Nope. This is the kind that sticks around. The relentless, long-term stress from things like a demanding job, money worries, you name it. It's the kind of stress that just wears you down day in and day out. And just how big of a deal is this? Well, a study of 101 students and young professionals found that a whopping 38% of them feel stressed frequently or even daily. Think about that. That's almost 4 out of every 10 people living under this constant cloud. So this isn't some niche issue. It's a huge shared experience. Okay, so we have our prime suspect, chronic stress. But how did scientists actually build the case? Let's go behind the scenes and see exactly how they investigated this whole clouded mind phenomenon. So the researchers used what's called a quantitative study. They were looking for patterns in the numbers. They surveyed 101 young adults, specifically between 18 and 25 years old. Why that group? Well, it's a phase of life that's often packed with intense pressure from school and starting a career. And they didn't just ask, are you stressed? They dug deeper, looking for the connections between that stress, the brain fog symptoms, and crucially, their day-to-day lifestyle habits. And this, my friends, is where the whole case gets cracked wide open. The data started to reveal these incredibly clear patterns, drawing a direct line from our daily routines to the fog that settles in our minds. First, get ready for this number, a staggering 76%. That's how many of the people surveyed said they experienced symptoms of brain fog. We're talking more than 3 out of every 4 people feeling that mental sluggishness. This just goes to show how incredibly widespread this feeling is. And here is where we find out why. This is the smoking gun. Researchers compared people with healthy habits to those with unhealthy ones, and the difference is just wow. If you had poor sleep, your brain fog was 35% more severe. Not exercising, that's a 28% jump. A bad diet, 22% higher. And check this out, how you cope with stress matters. Using unhealthy strategies like isolating yourself made things 25% worse. These are not small numbers, these are powerful, direct links. But out of all those factors, one stood out as the undisputed heavyweight champion of brain fog: sleep. This chart just puts it in stark visual terms. That 35% spike we just talked about, it's huge. Getting less than 6 hours of sleep makes the fog roll in thick and heavy. It was, without a doubt, the single biggest lifestyle factor affecting mental clarity in the entire study. Let me put that another way, because this is the headline you need to remember. The data showed that people getting less than 6 hours of sleep a night were twice as likely to experience brain fog compared to those getting a good 7 to 8 hours. Twice. That's a massive, massive difference. So, what do we do with all this information? Well, this is the best part. The research doesn't just diagnose the problem and walk away, it actually hands us the solution. A practical, evidence-based toolkit for us to fight back, clear the clouds, and get our focus back. And here it is, your 4-step battle plan pulled straight from the science. Number 1, and this is the big one, make sleep a priority. Aim for that sweet spot of 7 to 8 hours. 2, get your body moving. Regular exercise is a fantastic stress buster. 3, fuel your brain right with a balanced diet. And 4, find healthy ways to cope with stress, things that build you up, not tear you down. These aren't just nice ideas, these are actions proven by the data to make a real difference. Which brings us to a final, pretty personal question. Looking at all this evidence, you've got to ask yourself, is it possible the key to a clearer mind isn't about trying to think harder, but about changing how you sleep, how you move, and how you eat? Could your lifestyle be the very thing that's clouding your mind? This incredible insight is brought to you by the Varia One platform. If you believe in protecting not just lives but minds, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more breakthroughs just like this one. You can dive even deeper into the research and explore so much more on the Varia One platform.